Muscle up is a dynamic exercise that we can split in three separate phases. In the first phase, the pull-up phase, I lift my body with maximum power in the shortest time possible in order to reach enough height to get my trunk on top of the bar. Note how, unlike in the normal pull-ups where I move my body vertically to the bar, here I move upwards but also away from the bar. The second phase is a transition in which the trunk moves from under the bar to over the bar. This is a delicate point of the muscle up because it determines whether you'll make it or not. This movement must be done very rapidly using the momentum of the pulling phase and requires perfect timing to pull again quickly towards the bars when the body reaches maximum height. The last phase, the dip, is the easiest because if you got to this point, you'll already have done most of the movement. Your trunk is already on top of the bar and your elbows pointing up in a pushing stance. Now I'll just push the body up in a vertical direction. Basic requirements for the muscle up are two. The first one is being able to do a pull-up. A correct pull-up starts with the arms completely straight and ends with at least the chin over the bar. The second requirement is being able to do bar dips, which is the final part of the muscle up. Now I'll cover the three phases separately and I'll show you the exercises and progressions for each phase. As I mentioned earlier, the basic requirement for the muscle up is being able to do pull-ups. You should be able to do at least 10 complete reps to get sufficient strength for the muscle up. The following step of the pull-up progression is the explosive pull-ups. This is another crucial exercise if you want to get your first muscle up. Here you need to apply maximum power and speed to the pulling motion in order to reach maximum height. This time getting your chin over the bar is not enough. You need to get your chest to touch the bar with your elbows higher than the bar. If you don't get to this point, you can't bring your elbows up and the muscle up will fail. The third exercise is very similar to the last one. But this time the focus is not, or at least not only, on the power of the movement, but on technique. As you pull your body up, you need to move upwards and away from the bar and then pull quickly towards the bar when you reach the highest point with your chest. For this phase, we'll start with some conditioning. This exercise is designed to strengthen the rotator cuffs of the shoulder, which is vital to protect the joints from injuries. During the muscle up, in fact, your shoulder joints are put under tremendous pressure, especially in the transition phase when you rotate your shoulder violently. For this exercise, you can use a resistance band like the one you see in the video, and hang it from the bar or any other point above the head. Be careful not to move your arms and keep your elbows at shoulder level. The next exercise is designed to develop strength in the specific movement of the muscle up transition. Here also you can use a resistance band. The emphasis is on the movement of the elbows, which move from pointing down to pointing up. Once with your elbows up, push firmly towards the ground with your arms, which is the same movement you'll do on the bar. The last exercise is meant to get you to learn the proper technique of the transition phase. You can use rings, although this time you'll do normal grip and not the false grip that you normally use for the ring muscle up, and which we'll see in detail in a separate tutorial. Here I'm trying to recreate the movement previously described of pulling away from the gripping point and then pulling again towards the gripping point, bringing the trunk forward. If you don't have gymnastic rings, you can use a low bar or any bar of which you can change the height, such as in a squat rack or a Smith machine. I suggest you do the dips on the bar rather than the most common dips done on parallels. This is because with the bar you'll get used to the instability that you'll find when you're out on top of the bar in the final part of the muscle up. This exercise is another vital one for the muscle up conditioning. First, because it'll help you develop strength in the weakest point of the movement. Second, because you get the necessary control and strength if you want to progress it to the slow or strict muscle up, which is a muscle up done slowly without using momentum. The exercise is done starting from the final point of the muscle up, slowly bringing the body down until the chest touches the bar. Try getting down each time lower, bringing the point of no return threshold as closer to the ground as possible without falling. During your first attempts, you can try drive one elbow up at a time. This technique will make it easier to get yourself on top of the bar. With time, try reduce the gap between one elbow and the other until you can move both elbows at the same time. Now it's time to put it all together in one single movement. At the beginning, you may swing your body a bit to get more momentum and use the power of the legs to get yourself higher. Once you've mastered the muscle up, you may want to progress it to a slow muscle up. This exercise is much harder than the normal muscle up because it requires much more strength and control. It also requires you to grab the bar using the so-called false grip, which is a grip using your wrists rather than your hand. This method allowed you moving your elbows up more easily than the normal grip. For a beginner, assuming that you can already do pull-ups and bar dips, it will take about 3 to 6 months to learn the muscle up. The following training program is designed to get you to learn your first muscle up in the shortest time possible. The program is split into 3 phases of 4 to 6 weeks each. Try do your training at least 2 to 3 times per week or do at least 12 to 15 workouts per each phase. Good luck and let us know when you can get your first muscle up.